Hey, Dr. Ray here, founder of the Learning Liaisons, and welcome. Welcome to our Wednesday evening math sessions featuring our math specialist and your math specialist, Amy Sink. In the next hour, Amy has put together a sample set of approximately 10 practice questions that run the gamut from kindergarten levels all the way through 12th grade high school math. Now, I know you are attending here, watching this, and you're like, well, I'm doing elementary in Texas, or I'm doing elementary in Praxis, or I'm doing high school math in Florida, or middle school math in Texas. And what's going on here, right? So we're doing these sessions to help you guys out and provide you with different ways to look at problems and to build that confidence. Because here at the Learning Liaisons, one of our major objectives is to clear up the testing confusion, give you the support you deserve in order to nail your exam and be done with it. So our focus is on math. Now, are we going to be just focusing on high school math the whole hour or elementary? No, we've got a mixture here. Now, Amy's going to go through a bunch of problems. You're going to have the opportunity to download those as a PDF. So when Amy starts, just pay attention to the screen. We're going to have a message there for you so you can download the PDF in case we don't get to all the problems or want to practice on your own. She's going to do her best to go across all different grade levels. If you have a question, you feel free to ask Amy your question as well. We're teachers here too, so we can multitask. Our job is to make sure that we give you what you need to be successful. But if you're like, dang it, I didn't have any questions this week, don't worry, we'll be here next Wednesday night as well. So bring those questions with you if you want, and you could ask Amy away. Because here at the Learning Liaisons, we pride ourselves in providing you guys the support you need to pass your exam. So whether you're our Florida teachers here with our FTCE exams, our national exam, Praxis peeps, big shout out to you guys out there too, and especially our newcomers to the Learning Liaisons brand, TExES Prep. So whether you're elementary, middle school, and high school, we've got your back. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, get ready to learn some math, and stay tuned for the end because I'm going to jump back on to close this out. And I got a special surprise for you guys who really want to get the real deal prep and get everything you need to be successful and practice, clear up that confusion, and pass your certification exam on the next attempt. So, welcome to the Learning Liaisons community. Always remember, it's when you pass, not if you pass. So without further ado, let's turn it over to the reason why you're here, Amy. You with us, Amy? Let's get going.
Hello, everybody. I almost said good morning. How are you? I am so happy to be back for Wednesday night math night. I was out sick last week. I am still feeling it a little bit today. But here we are. We are ready to go. Like Dr. A said, I am Amy Sink, and I am one of the math specialists here at the Learning Liaisons. And it is just a joy to be able to spend Wednesday nights with you, going over math problems, helping you feel more confident and competent in the math skills that you're approaching for your upcoming exam. We are going to do a variety of problems today. We are not going to be here the whole time because, as you can tell, if I talk for too long, I just go into a coughing fit. I figured that out at work. So we'll do a little shorter session today. But all that said, we are going to go over a variety of problems. Some of the problems that you're going to see here tonight are specific requests from people. So if you have a specific request, please don't hesitate to find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, or go to our Learning Liaisons page, which is the actual best way to get a hold of me. Go to our Learning Liaisons page and just tag me. Just make sure you @AmySink me, and I will absolutely take that problem and use it in an upcoming week. I always like to try to tailor these sessions to what you need because that's why we're here. That is truly why we're here. That should say next week, not notes. You can tell my brain is whoo. So next week. Hello, Hope. Hello, Virginia. Leah, my sister, it is good to see you. You have no idea how happy that just made me, that said you're popping in to say hello and you're not even gonna stay. And I know why, but that just made my day that you just popped in to say hi. I hope that I get to meet some of you one day. That just made my day. All right, moving on. Leah's been here with me for a little bit, so it's just nice to see familiar faces. Hope you have been here for a little bit. Virginia, I don't know if we've met yet. Hello, Virginia. But before we get started, I always like to do a get to know you. So in the comment box, let me know where you're from, what test are you prepping for, and let's just do a how is your week going? Where are you from? What test are you prepping for? And how is your week going? I am having a great week. We live in Central Florida, and so we did have no school on Thursday of last week due to the impending hurricane. We feel we feel that like guilty survivor thing here. Because we feel extremely grateful that the hurricane did not hit us, but extremely sorrowful for what's happening north of us. And so we have personal friends who have lost everything due to the hurricane. And so it definitely hits home. So we are grateful that it didn't hit us, but definitely feeling sorrowful for the people who were affected. And like I said, we have personal friends who have lost everything from it. And so it definitely hit close to home. But other than that, we are having a great week. Virginia, you're from Venezuela living in Florida. Welcome to Florida. Prepping for your K6 math exams. Fantastic. K3. Okay, so we've got some elementary people, K3, K6 people. Hi, Valerie. It is good to see you. Hi, Valeria. It's good to see you. North Carolina, feeling the same. It's too close to you. It's hard. It's super hard. Texas, busy. Math 4 through 8. We got a lot of elementary people in here today. That is good to know. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you have things that you want me to go over in the upcoming weeks, let me know so that I can add it to my next week section. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the first problem. All right. This problem was specifically requested actually by my friend Leah, who's not even here. So I'll have to tell her to check out the video when she is back and ready. The initial 3 figures in a sequence are displayed below. The sequence starts with a figure formed by 4 segments. With each new figure in the sequence, 1 additional diamond is added, joined by 2 segments. Considering that each diamond comprises 4 line segments and each new figure introduces 2 additional segments to join them, how many line segments does the 15th figure in the sequence contain? How many line segments does the 15th figure in the sequence contain? So I'm going to share with you how I would solve it. It may not be the way that you solve it, and that's okay. So first I'm going to look at what's happening. What's my pattern here? And I notice that I have 4 toothpicks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm starting with 4. So number 1 is 4. And then number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And this is my winner, right? Now, would I actually write all of these out? No, I'm going to show you what I would actually do. And so we had these 4 originally. And there goes my iPad. If you're new to us, my iPad just likes to disconnect sometimes. So we just move right along, and that's okay. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to solve this toothpick problem. When I am under stress, I don't like to try to do things that I'm not comfortable with or familiar with. So I just try to solve it the best way I know how. So here we are. We had these 4 originally. But now I'm adding on the green ones. So I'm adding on 4 for the diamond because it says each new diamond has 4 line segments and 2 additional segments that connect the new 4. And then my next figure has the original 4 pink, the original green, and then we add 4 more for the diamond and 2 more. So am I adding like 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, or am I adding the same amount every single time? Am I adding like +4, then +5, then +6, then +7, then +8? Or am I adding the same amount every single time? I'm adding the same amount every time. I did 4 plus 6 because it was 4 for the diamond plus the 2 additional that we're connecting. And then we did 4 plus 6 for the green plus how many orange? Another 6 because it was just the 4 for the diamond plus the 2 connectors. So I'm really just doing +6, +6, +6, +6, +6. Now, if you don't have a 4-function calculator, this is going to be mental math that you could do. So we had 4, and then 4 plus 6 is 10. So 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus 6 is 22, 28, and I could do this all the way to 15 if I needed to, if I didn't have a 4-function calculator. Would that take a minute? Yeah, but not much longer than what I need. Or I can use my 4-function calculator and do 4 plus 6. So that would be number 2. And I'm going to make my screen a little bigger so you can see it. So that would be figure 2. Now watch what happens when I just push the equal sign. It doesn't work with the new Apple update. That's awesome. So it used to be that you could just hit the equal button with the Apple update. I'm pretty sure you can do it with a normal 4-function calculator, but then I'm going to add 6, but now I can actually like plus 6, plus 6, plus 6, plus 6 all in one. So I have 16 plus 6. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I end up with 4 plus 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 88. And that's how I would solve it. Now, some of you think more algebraically, and I usually think algebraically, but when it comes to these arithmetic sequence things, I am not an algebraic thinker. If you think algebraically, let's go ahead and solve this a totally different way. If you're an algebraic thinker, I want you to use the arithmetic sequence formula, which is A sub n equals A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Now you're going, Amy, that's a lot of variables in one problem. It's really not that hard. This is the nth term in the sequence. This is the first term in the sequence. This is how many we're doing, like how the term that we have. And this is the common difference. Now, we are trying to find the 15th term, right? So if I'm trying to find the 15th term, what is my first term going to be in this sequence? What does my first object have? It has 4. Plus, I'm trying to find my 15th term, minus 1, times d, the common difference. The common difference is a positive 6 because I'm adding 6 each time. Let's see what that gives us. 15 minus 1 is 14. So 4 plus 14 times 6. What do you know? It also equals 88. So if you are more of an algebraic thinker and you like to memorize formulas and they make sense to you, that's going to be the easiest, quickest way. And fun fact, if they told you to find the 271st term in the sequence, that would definitely be the more efficient way, because if you sat and did plus 6 271 times, the likelihood of error in that computation is extremely high. You don't want to get a problem wrong just because you miscount how many +6s you did in the calculator, right? So that's definitely the more efficient way to do it. However, if you are not an algebraic thinker and you have the time, you can do it this way too. I'm going to be honest with you. When we were just doing this problem together and I did it, I ended up getting 94 as my answer the first time. And that's because I miscounted the number of +6s that I was doing. And that, if that was an answer choice, that would have given me the wrong answer. So this is definitely the foolproof way to do it. However, I just like to be honest that I usually do these problems like this just because it's more comfortable for me. But this just shows that there's lots of different ways to do the same problem. All right, let's go ahead and do another sequencing problem. Which figure below depicts 2x plus 1? Which figure below depicts 2x plus 1? So this is an interesting problem. Visually, if you are a geometry person, then this, my computer died, so I'm having to grab my cord and plug it in. If you are a geometry person, then this problem might be super easy for you. But if you are not a visual spatial person, I am not, then this problem just looks like a bunch of blocks together and it's not easy to figure out. So if I am looking at this problem, I'm going to try to solve it algebraically. So if these are, and that color is not showing up, remember that your x is your independent variable and your y is your dependent variable. So these are going to be my x values, and these are going to be my y values. Y'all, all this is an XY table. It just looks a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in 0 into here and see if it spits out the same number of blocks that I'm shown here. So when I do 2 times 0 plus 1, I get 0 plus 1, which equals 1. So now I need to look for the answer choices that have 1 block matched with the 0. It is definitely not A, and it's definitely not C, because C has 3 blocks matched with the 0. So that leaves me with either B or D. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the value 1. I'm going to plug it into my equation. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. There are 1, 2, 3 blocks in B, and 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in D. Now, if I really wanted to, I could cross-check 2 and 3 and all of that. I don't need to. I now know that my answer is B, but I'm going to show you that this pattern is going to continue to work. If I plug in 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's going to work for 3 as well. So that is how I would solve this problem specifically. And yes, again, this problem was specifically requested, and both of these problems are elementary level problems. So if you are taking the Praxis 7813, if you're taking the Case 6, these are both problems that would show up on your exam or have the potential to. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next problem. James is planting 18 flowers in rows in his garden. If he puts 6 flowers in each row, about how many rows of flowers will he have in his garden? The above question utilizes which problem structure? A, number of groups unknown, arrays and area. B, number of groups unknown equal groups. C, group size unknown equal groups. D, unknown product, arrays, and area. So this is a problem These are the types of problems that trip people up all the time because they're like, if I just could solve how many rows of flowers is he going to have, I could solve that. But that's not what they're asking us for. And then when they start to ask us all this kind of stuff, our brain goes, whoa, 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 right? That's what our brain does. Our brain goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. I am not ready for all of that. So let's take a look at what this question is really asking us. They want to know what problem structure it is. And if you sat here and you're like, problem structure, I don't even know what they're talking about. What is problem structure? Great question. Fun fact, you don't need to know what problem structure is. If this was your test question, you can figure it out with the answer choices. We're either looking for number of groups unknown, group size unknown, or unknown product. And are we doing arrays in area, equal groups, or arrays in area? So really, if I was to divide these by like things that are alike, we have number of groups unknown, number of groups unknown. Areas and arrays in area, equal groups, group size unknown, unknown product. We have a lot of similar things happening here, right? So I'm looking for how are we solving the problem and what are we looking for? So he is planting 18 flowers in his garden in rows, which means we're looking at something like this, right? Which means, am I doing equal groups or am I doing arrays and area? Am I doing equal groups or am I doing area? In this situation, I am doing equal groups. You could argue that it's arrays and area. You could argue that it's arrays and area only because it's rows and columns. But this, you're really going to choose arrays and area if we're doing like true, like painting or grass or something like that. Now, how many rows of flowers will he have in his garden? Do we have a number of groups unknown, the group size unknown, or unknown product? I can cross off unknown product right away because 18 is the product, right? Like if we were to set this up as a multiplication problem, it's going to equal 18 because that is the total number of flowers I have. So I'm not looking for the product. Am I looking for the number of groups or how many is in each group? I'm looking for the number of groups. I already know that there's 6 flowers in each group. So my group size is known. So it's not going to be C. Group size is not unknown. My number of groups is unknown. So my answer is going to be B. Did I need to know and understand what problem structure was? No. So here's what my challenge to you is. My challenge to you is don't get thrown off if you see something immediately that you don't understand or you don't know. Because if you use your answer choices to help you, you very well might be able to get to the right answer. Hello. Welcome to your first live lesson. I love when new people join us. It makes me so happy. I don't know what your name is because your YouTube name is like Cooking from the Soul 93 Love to Cook. However, let me know what your name is. I would love to meet you. Welcome. Welcome to math class on Wednesday. I'm extra fancy today. Normally, I'm not this fancy. Normally, we're doing math like in our cozies, but tonight I just, decided to feel extra fancy. All right, let's go ahead and do the next problem. Line M in the XY plane has equation y equals 2 minus k x plus 5, where k is a constant greater than 2. Which of the following is an equation of a line perpendicular to M? Which of the following is an equation of a line perpendicular to M? This one, y'all, is so fun. And let me tell you why. because it makes us think beyond what we would typically think. Now, hear me out. You probably looked at this and was like, what in the world? If I said I have a line y equals 2x plus 5, and I said, what is the line perpendicular to it? If you know your perpendicular relationships, you know that the line perpendicular would be y equals negative 1 over 2x plus something. It could be plus 5, plus 3, plus whatever. But the slope is going to be negative 1 over 2. If you didn't know that, you should. Parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have a negative reciprocal slope, which means if the slope of line A is A over B, then the slope of line B is negative B over A. That's it. You just flip it and negate it. So when I look at this problem right here, y equals 2 minus k x plus 5. What is my slope? What is my slope? My slope is 2 minus k. So then which of the following is perpendicular? I need to take, don't overthink it. You know the relationship. I need to take this slope and I need to negate it and put it over 1. So instead of 2 minus k, it's 1 over 2 minus k. Negative. That's going to be my slope. So if I look at my answer choices, it's not going to be A because they don't have the same slope. Now, I don't see any of these that look like what I have. So I'm going to distribute this negative through and see what I get. So I get 1 over negative 2 plus k, which I could rewrite as 1 over k minus 2, right? Those are the same thing. And this directly matches this, which means D is the correct answer. All right. I can feel this throat getting scratchy, and I keep pausing to try not to cough. So I am going to sign off. I told you it would be a little shorter tonight. But with that said, I have tons of problems still that we will go over next week. And please, please, please let me know in the upcoming weeks, what do you want to see from me? Susanna, this problem was for you. I knew that you wanted some Praxis 7813, and this was absolutely a Praxis 7813 kind of problem. So in the comment box, let me know what you want to see in the upcoming weeks. I will add it to my upcoming weeks page. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a wonderful week.
All right, so wasn't that an amazing session? Now, I know, depending on what exam you have to take, you're like, man, that was great, but she didn't address everything I needed. She focused on all different questions, and I just need elementary, or I just need middle school, I just need high school. Don't worry. Since you're still with us, I've got a special surprise for you. If you use the coupon code, all capital letters, SINK35, that's SINK 35, that will take off 35% off any of our prep courses on our website at the Learning Liaisons. It doesn't have to just be math. It could be anything that you need that we offer. And this is going to be an ongoing deal for you guys who attend these live sessions, because these are great. I'm sure Amy opened your eyes to some new concepts, some new ways to tackle problems, building that confidence. But this is just a smidget of your exam, the concepts on your test. So if you want the comprehensive view with the practice with Amy, with the practice test, with the lessons and the content review, we've got your back on our video boot camps, which all of them feature Amy Sink, your math specialist. So if you want to take advantage of that, the code is SINK 35. You can use that at checkout on the learningliaisons.com website. And all that information is on our website as well, and on the bottom of the screen in this video. So we are here to help you. Once again, always remember, it's when you pass, not if you pass. Thank you for joining us again today, and hopefully we'll see you next week too. Talk to you soon.